Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all okay. 7 o'clock in the morning, and I've got myself ready because we're going out with my grandchildren and my youngest son. So that's going to be lovely. I think we're going to go to Chesterfield. My son has requested that we go to Wetherspoons for breakfast, so that's what we're going to do. It's not very often we get to go out with my youngest son, so we're looking forward to it. Tamsin's working, so but we'll have time to go out with her another time, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that. The weather looks quite good. The only thing I've got to be careful with is yesterday, whilst I was in the garden, I twisted my knee, and so it's been quite painful. I've put some rub on the knee, so I'm hoping that that'll ease it a little bit. So I won't be able to walk too far, I don't think, today, which is a shame because I absolutely love to walk. I was just deadheading a lot of things yesterday. My husband was putting down a few more slabs because it was all higgledy-piggledy, and so we thought it'd make it better for a flatter surface. So that's what he's been doing. I did loads of cleaning yesterday, and I feel better for it, you know. The hall floor is like terracotta tiles that you'd see very often in 1930s houses, and it's like a herringbone design, and then it's got different coloured tiles around the edges. It's not very often you see it because I keep like a sisal runner right over it, because I love to see the tiles. They're a beautiful colour, but when it's cooler weather, or even in summer, I do like to have something between me and the floor. I don't want to cover it all up, but I have got the runner that is better to walk on. It's a bit like in the kitchen. You know, I've got flooring in the kitchen, but I didn't want tiles in the kitchen, and I did want some carpets in the kitchen, because once again, I don't like cold floors, particularly in winter. Obviously it's been summer, and they're lovely in summer, but come winter I do like to be able to stand on rugs. You know, I think it just feels better for me. It's just one of those things. But it was nice to get everything up and give the floor a really good clean. You know, well, I don't know whether everybody's like me, but I do give everything my mum would say, a lick and a promise. You know, that means that you're keeping it all under control, but you're not getting right in, and as we call it round here, fettling it, which means giving it a really good, thorough, deep clean. Well, yesterday, that's what I actually did with the whole floor. So I'm pleased about that. It does make you feel better, but I think you have to be in the mood, don't you? Talking about being in the mood, now I've done a little bit more of my, I think it's going to be a jumper. I've seen quite a few garments that have been made, and they're just like a square, and then just joined at the top, and then at the bottom you've got a row of buttons. And I'm toying with that idea because I do like the look of it, but I'm not sure. It'll take me ages to do that because I'm not a fast knitter at all. I did do the front of one of the other jumpers. I'll just fetch it and show you. it has got a couple of imperfections in it, let's put it that way. And I might make it a little bit longer, but that's my cubist front, so we'll see how we go on with that. Like I say, they're not finished yet and I do feel like I have to be in the mood. I don't ever want to feel like, oh, I must get that finished. I must get that finished, because that's not what it's all about, is it? I'm doing a little bit more of my crocheting. Now, crocheting, I can sit and do that all the time. You know, I find it an easier thing to do than knitting. I've got to be honest, whereas it used to be the other way around. But for my hands, this is the best thing for me. So what am I using? I've got one of my big cones that I got. It was, I think it was a couple of pound, and there's loads of it on here. And it's just got a shade, but it's probably from a factory. These are getting as rare as hen's teeth. It's difficult to find them. The ones, I don't mean the acrylic ones that people use for knitting machines. I had loads of those, and I did gift them along with my knitting machine. They went overseas. It was a Methodist mission. They were asking for typewriters, so they had my typewriters, and they did have my knitting machine, all my wool, and all the things to do with the knitting machine, even my wool winder. I sent them everything, you know. In some ways I wish I'd have saved the wool winder, but do you know, I feel like I wish I'd have saved a lot of things. And then I have to pull myself up and say, you know, I couldn't use the knitting machine anymore because of my shoulder. I've got osteoarthritis in my shoulder, so I can't use it anymore. So what am I thinking of? You know, I did love making jumpers on my knitting machine. I made loads for the children and loads for me and my husband. We had all sorts, and I did love them. I wish I'd have taken a picture of some of the jumpers that I made, you know, because it was fantastic using the intarsia, you know, the little cards that have got the holes punched in them, so that you come out with a knitting design. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, I go off at tangents, don't I? But this, I always call it my cobweb stitching. So I've no idea what I'm doing, but I just sit and do it. I think I'm doing like 5 stitches, and then I'm putting the stitches, once there's a line of them, in the middle of the pieces that go round the top. So 5 stitches into the middle, 5 stitches into the middle, all the way round. Then I do 7 on the end to turn it round, and that's what I do. It's not a pattern. It's very rare I follow a pattern. I have been looking at this knitting pattern, because this is pretty square, just for the length really of the garment. But like I say, the front that I've made that have got the squares on, I do think I need to make that longer, because it just doesn't feel long enough, and I know that if I don't make it longer, I would never wear it. So that's what I'm doing. I do enjoy, like I say, picking this up and sitting and doing this, particularly at night time. What we're watching at the moment is called Blind Spot. I don't know whether any of you have been watching it or have watched it, because I think we're watching it on some kind of catch-up at the moment. And it's about the woman that I think it was, she was found in a bag in the middle, I think it was New York, and she'd got tattoos all over her body, but all the tattoos told a story, and they'd got to find the clues and try and work out what the tattoos were all about. So we've been watching that. We've enjoyed it. It's been something different. A few of the episodes have been a little bit off the wall. So last night it wasn't as good. And then I find myself, you know, more engrossed with my crocheting than I am with watching it. But it's relaxing. My husband likes to watch it as well. What we tend to do after tea is just wind down, and at 9 o'clock we go to bed. We're usually awake for 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's how we like to be, really. I think it's good to get up when it's light, and yeah, it to me it makes it a better day, really. But like I say, we're all different. I have picked quite a lot of my lavender, and I've put it in a pot near the window, so I was pleased about that. There's still some that's fresh. I've left that out for the bees and the other insects. I can see things are starting to turn a little bit. I've dead-headed all my roses, apart from the ones that I grow for the hips. I've left those on. So yeah, it's looking better. Anyway, I'd better poddle about a little bit, watch my knee, because like I say, we're going to pick the children up at 9 o'clock, and just after then we'll be going off to Chesterfield and finding what we can do when we get there. I'm sure there'll be something. Right, anyway, lots of love, everybody. Hope you're all doing well, and thanks again for joining me. Bye.